My name is Billy Bautista, and I run a racing team called Team Analog. You can find out more about us on our website at teamanalog.org. What I'd like to do is introduce Omid Moini. He's the driver and the engineer for our electric drift car. He called me about 3 years ago when I was out in Kentucky and wanted me to come back to California and get back into the racing scene. And he had this idea for an electric drift car project, and I figured, why the hell, why not, right? And fast forward 3 years later, it's come to fruition. And we brought the car to SEMA, and it's been a very successful campaign so far. We're going to be debuting the car at Redline Time Attack, and hopefully our good friend Dio Shihara will set the time attack record for electric vehicles on that one. And our good friend Odie from Field Suspension also did the suspension on this car, and he'll be drifting it alongside with Omid sometime this year. We'll be at all the Formula Drift events, Just Drift. We're going to go to Sonoma Drift. Pretty much most of the drifting events that we can attend in the West Coast, you'll be sure to catch this car there. So without further ado, this is Omid Moini, our driver and engineer for the electric car.
I'm Omid Moini. I'm the guy who put this thing together. Had no idea what I was doing before this, but this thing is really fun to drive. It has instant power right when you need it. In mid-drift, you never have to worry about, oh, am I out of RPM range? Am I gonna not be able to catch up to the guy in front of me? No problem with any of that. I kept up with supercharged V8s on the track at All-Star Bash, and we all had fun doing it too. So it's one of those things that it needs to get out there more. People need to see it, realize that the future is not only LS powered. The future could be electron powered. It doesn't matter what your power plant is, as long as you're having fun. And that's what ultimately I built this car for, to have more fun in the scene that I was already involved in. Yeah, I mean, this thing is faster than my 2J single turbo Supra, which says a lot about how the generation of going from turbocharged inline six motors and having a blast to big V8s, to now we're looking at electric cars as being viable and fast enough to be able to handle the treachery we put into these cars when we're on the track and drifting it and putting it through its paces.
We're going to take this car around for many reasons. One, not just to showcase that it's a full race car and it is very capable, but also to educate the public a lot more on what the actual capabilities of other non-gas petrol-based power plants are. And if you want to take a look at this, actually, so this right here is a Warp 9 electric tractor engine, and usually it's capable of lifting up to 2,500 pounds, and instead we're going to take that force and use it to put down the tires instead. So this thing is capable of a lot more than 800 pounds of torque. That's what it's set to right now. But literally the kit that we put together, we had a lot of help from a lot of our sponsors, and right now we're talking to other companies like Cusco, all the big JDM brands, and they want to be involved with this, for a very good reason, because their parts fit the car. And there's a reason why we picked this shell and this chassis. First of all, it's a drift icon, and the fact that we can make this into a full electric drift car that's this powerful and this awesome, it says a lot about what we can do for the scene in the future. There's a lot of things going on, whether it's climate change or any EPA issue that you throw out there. The fact that this thing is street legal, first of all, this thing is street legal, all right? So if you ever want to have the fastest car in the block that's street legal, this is it. We're going to be doing test kits for other models soon. I'm going to be bringing in a lot of right-hand drive cars, Silvias, RX-7s, Skylines. We're going to do them all. So a quick shout out to all our sponsors. We obviously couldn't do this without them. And after a lot of traveling and a lot of meeting and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and laying on a cold floor putting this car together for SEMA, we have a lot of people to thank. Obviously Odie from Field Suspension, all my homies at Falcon Tire, Joseph from Raptillion, who wrapped this car phenomenally. Our buddies at Powerall, they're going to be providing us with some battery help for all our other future projects. The great people at 3M Graphics that provided us this awesome material. Action Klutch, which gave us the clutch we needed to hold down the power this thing does. Right now it's on some NS wheels, and we've got plenty of sets of those to go through throughout the whole entire drift season. And again, we have a lot of help on this thing, and it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the people that show true interest in an awesome project like this.